Well, that's exactly the case, John. They trail the Florida Gators here by a couple of touchdowns as we get ready to start the second half. And Dick Vermeil, I guess my question to you is, can the Mountaineers come back now?
No question in my mind they can. Now they're going to have to keep playing defense. Remember the pass interception for the touchdown. They got the one lucky one on the blitz and one good drive. I definitely think they can come back.
Dick, let's take the folks through some of the highlights. There were some wonderful plays in the first half. West Virginia striking first, and here is Kearney.
Jay Kearney going to the post, then breaking back and going to the corner. Turned lot inside out, almost stumbled and fell down. Thrown perfectly right on the money. Touchdown.
Now this next sequence is absolutely amazing on the part of number 10, Monty Grove. He comes on the blitz against Darren Studstill. He had already jarred him with a bone-crushing tackle early. He's coming for the backside, and he forces this interception by Lawrence Wright. And then, Dick, Grove goes downfield and delivers two key blocks for Wright.
He gets a knockdown block and then a brush block that allows him to come back inside and keep running. You know, defensive teams are coached to respond correctly when a ball is intercepted. West Virginia did not respond correctly. They're coached how to defense an interception return. They didn't do a good job.
Now, Dick, tell me about the Gator quarterback, Terry Dean, on this play.
He reads the blitz coming. He knows he can get rid of the ball. It's tight bump and run coming. See, they did not disguise the blitz. He knew it was there. He was willing to take the hit. He laid it up. They tried to defense it there with that tight one-on-one, and Jackson comes down with it.
Yeah, the freshman defensive back can't get himself up like that. And when he tripped, it was easy for Jackson to walk into the end zone. Now, here are the numbers from the first half. Each team turned it over one time apiece.
Each turned it over one time, and you can see really the stats are pretty darn even. Total offense, a little bit different, 66 yards there in favor of the University of Florida, and the rushing yards pretty much the same, passing yards a little bit on the Florida. Pretty even football game. Going to get more even the second half.
And we'll return with the second half between West Virginia and Florida after these messages from our ABC stations.
I could hardly read it when I didn't put my glasses on. I couldn't see the message.
Yeah, this is the kid who fell.
Logan.
Freshman over here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Scott.
To start the second half, what you got from Jackson? Let's see. You know, the only time they played previously. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of interesting that they've only played each other. Yeah. You could use that.
You know, you could cue up too also Florida's success leading at halftime is spectacular.
That's a good one for Dick.
University of Florida's leading at halftime stats are spectacular. And I think I had them there graphically.
West Virginia. Donnie Nealon. trailing the Florida Gators 21-7. And Spurrier appearing a little more relaxed than his counterpart over on the other sideline with that 2-touchdown advantage. Shane Edge will kick it off here to start the second half. Quarterback Terry Dean has directed this Gator lead with Edge now kicking it off. Logan a yard deep. Logan to the 20, slammed down at the 23-yard line. And that was Sam McCorkle who made the stop. And let's go down to Jack Carew. Jack.
Well, Brett, Danny Warfel is not suited up, so we're able to talk to him. And Danny, what a big turnaround. It looks as if, and we surmised that maybe some of the rough play early made you guys turn the intensity up.
Yeah, I think they got our defense pumped up, excited a little bit, and we had that big play. Lawrence made a great play, and things worked out for us.
What about the talk in the locker room? What did Coach Spurrier say to your Chargers?
He just said, get fired up, play 60 minutes, and the good Lord bless us, and we'll go and do the best that we can.
There you go, Brett.
Jake Kelchner hands to Walker. Walker on the first play burst 10 yards around the left side. Gilmore making the stop, and no surprise that Jake Kelchner out of Berwick, Pennsylvania is back in here, and I would dare say that they'll probably put the game in his hands the rest of the way unless he goes out with an injury. You know, I've spoken about Berwick, Pennsylvania. Folks, since 1971, 15 quarterbacks from that city, 15 have gone on scholarship at colleges and universities. George Curry is the coach at Berwick. What a great job he does with the youngsters up there. The hand is to the fullback, and Jimmy Freeman, number 29, the junior, for about 5 more.
Already you can see what Coach Neyland decided to do at halftime. He talked to the offensive line. He said, you big grunts, we're going to come out and give you the responsibility. Coming off the ball, we're going to get after it.
Do you really call them grunts?
Oh, yeah, we call them grunts.
That's
Yeah,
deal,
call them worse, too. Can't use it on the air. I called my offensive lineman something one time, and I made him so mad they held on it till the end of the season. And at the end of the season one night, a guy showed up at my house and really let me have it.
They did. Well, I'm glad he left you standing. I lost a partner. 2nd and 4, and Kelchner's back under pressure. Kelchner has an open man, and he overthrew Kearney here at the 46-yard line. Under pressure, it'll now be 3rd and 4 for the Mountaineers.
The man who put the pressure on was Ellis Johnson, and he's limping off the field right now. He's a junior out of Wildwood, Florida. Played at Wildwood High School.
But David Barnard, number 97, checks in. You picked up on him in the Alabama game.
Oh, I tell you, I thought he was the best defensive tackle in that ball game. I mean, he really got after him.
Well, the 3rd down for Kelchner and the Mountaineers. Jake stands in the pocket. Interference. No question. 1st down, Mountaineers. That was Anton Lott, the freshman. A little overeager on that play. He knew it right away as he came up over the top too early. And the Mountaineers will move the chains.
Coach Zook told me that Lott has been the brunt of a lot of early criticism. You know, here he is, just a redshirt freshman playing right corner. The defense was struggling early in the year, and he got beat a little bit, but he said he is really a competitor. He's improved every football game, and he has great bloodlines, and Ronnie Lott is his cousin. You know this. He was born to hit.
So the ball is at the Mountaineers' 46-yard line. We start the second half here, and there are the first half possessions for West Virginia.
Yeah, that opening drive for a touchdown, 7 plays and punt. Then they fell apart for a little while until they got that 11-play drive going. Loading up.
Kelchner against the pressure, one-on-one, and he overthrows Baker.
Lott crowded him right there. He couldn't get around him cleanly. It slowed him down, broke the rhythm of the route. That's why the ball was overthrown. Good changeup by Coach Zook to come with the blitz. Came with 8 people. Hard to pick up all 8. You got to get rid of the ball.
2nd and 10. And the Gators with 4 down linemen. The backers come off a yard. Kelchner Hit on the release, incomplete. Eddie Hill, the intended receiver, but he never had a chance.
They are playing very hard, aggressive football.
Well, I'll tell you, if Steve Spurrier gets the ball back, it'll probably be 3 seconds before he's thrown it 3 times.
Well, they ran the ball pretty well there in that first half, Brent. They ran the ball, and if they can both run and pass, they're really a problem for them.
This is 3rd and 10. Hill goes in motion. Kelchner high to Kearney and incomplete. West Virginia will punt.
When you throw the ball high like that, you're staying back on your back foot, not following through properly, and he just got it over the top. He needs that series to settle down. Expect him to come out in that next series and be a little bit sharper. He had time to throw that accurately.
Now he goes 0 for 4. Remember, it was the penalty which gained the Mountaineers their first down, and Sauerbrunn, who's been under pressure a couple of times, goes back to punt with Palmer, the return man.
Oh, nice punt. Look at that. Is that it? Almost, that's too good. Boy, did he nail that thing. That's an NFL leg if I've ever seen one.
54 yards. Ball coming out on the 20. Back at the Superdome, Florida 21, West Virginia 7. The Gators' first possession of the second half. Harrison Houston, the wide receiver, out to Dean's right. Jack Jackson comes to the left. The toss is to Rhett, the give back, and Dean will throw off a familiar play. Rolls to the right, nobody there. Dean steps out with a first down. And penalty flags come flying on the hit after Dean was out of bounds. Wes Richardson over there on the far side, and the Gator quarterback is okay as he bounces up.
It came with a flea flicker again, not with the intent to go for the touchdown. They were trying to throw the deep square in. It was not there. Good pressure on the outside by Steve Perkins that came around, and here's the personal foul on Wes Richardson.
Coach Nealon doesn't agree with the flag on.
Either that or he doesn't agree with the play made by the linebacker, one or the other.
And the penalty moves the ball out to the Gators' 46-yard line. Dean with 3 wide receivers. Jackson has one-on-one with Beasley off to the left, and they're going to give it to him on the end around Frazier, the track man. And he is out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Jack Jackson leading the way.
You don't see that kind of a play very often. Very clever, man in motion, time it out perfectly, give the ball to the man in motion. Fake back, quarterback will go back out the other side. You can, oh, nice knockdown block right there. You can expect to see that series grow as the ball game goes on.
They'll bring it through, hand it off, and throw a pass off it. So they have a whole sequence off of that play with Darrell Frazier, the senior wide receiver, number 25, coming around. Here is Rhett. Nothing doing. Short of the first down. Scott Gaskins with a big defensive play for the Mountaineers.
Gaskins did a good job. So did Derek Wiley, was out there in that wide possession. He turned the back end so Gaskins could make the play.
So Steve Spurrier, and those of you over in Florida, of course, are well aware of all the stories, as there usually are, about Steve this time of year, about going to this or that pro team, expansion teams now in Charlotte, Jacksonville. As Eric Rhett picks up a first down, and to get more on that story, let's go to Jack Arute. Jack?
Well, Brent, let's ask Jeremy Foley, who's the athletic director at the University of Florida. What is the situation with Steve Spurrier as it applies to the NFL?
Well, Jack, we've been telling people for the last month, Steve's coming back to be a Gator. He loves the University of Florida. He's getting ready to sign a contract extension that'll keep him at the University of Florida to the year 2000. So those rumors need to be put to bed. He's a Gator and will be one for a long, long time.
At the present time, before the contract is signed, the extension, how long does he have on his contract?
He has 6 years left on the current contract, so we think, again, he's going to be with us for a long, long time.
End the conversation, Brett.
Yeah, I would agree. And talking to Steve about it, he's extremely comfortable over in Gainesville. Loves the family life. And now Dean goes to Jack Jackson, incomplete at the end zone. Aaron Beasley drawing that one-on-one coverage. They've been able to isolate him with the wide man.
Big Jason Odom did a real nice job of pass protecting that time, getting into the time. Here he is on the right side of your screen. See, he jams properly. Good pass rush there by Perkins. He's not a sissy, you know. He wants to get to the quarterback as well. But the initial jam technique really helped it.
2nd down and 10. Rhett goes in motion, leaving Randolph to slip out. Dean firing to Willie Jackson. Breaks a tackle from Beasley, and Willie finally out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Another flag down. They change up what they do on the different down and distance situations continually through this ball game. Come out first down run, come out first down pass, come out second long run, come out second long pass, and they're really doing a good job of keeping West Virginia off balance, especially when they're trying to mix their coverages.
Well, remember 2 years ago when the Gators lost to Notre Dame here in the USF&G Insurance Sugar Bowl. In that game, it was power football on the part of Notre Dame, in particular fullback Jerome Bettis. Steve Spurrier and the Gator coaching staff well remembers that night, determined not to have a repeat here. Here is Rhett slipping for a yard to the 14-yard line. Brown tackles him.
He runs with a real nice wide base. He can cut left or right, and in doing so, though, he's not one of those guys that makes the drastic right and left cuts. He still keeps going the ball up with the ball upfield. Swain in the middle of the field there, number 52, offensive center, doing a good job. See, he gets a little help with his guard, but he uses a good takedown hold. They all learn to do that. A 3.47 chemistry student. Academic all-conference, outstanding young man.
Interesting formation. Wide receivers at tight end. Dean sprints to the right, throws incomplete. Aubrey Hill, number 82, was the intended receiver.
See, you never know where the quarterback is going to be when he ends up throwing the football. They drop him back, they play action with him, they do as they did then, the full sprint out. They toss the ball to a back, and he gives it back to the quarterback in a flea flicker, and they throw it. And they've got some others that are very clever that we have yet to see.
The score here would be huge for Florida. They lead it 21-7. This is their first drive of the second half. Rhett comes to the short side of the field in motion, and Dean with a straight drop over the middle, incomplete, the receiver, and penalty called. Interference. David Mayfield was working against Willie Jackson.
See what they did, Brent. They ran the back in motion. Eric Rhett back in motion to the short side of the field. The coverage rotated.
On the defense. By rule, the ball will be placed on the 2-yard line. First down.
The defense rotated over. That put the safety on what normally is a tight end in that formation. This time it's a wide receiver. Much different animal.
Offset toss, Rhett to the flag, and the Gator touchdown.
Fine block by Charlie Dean, the tight end.
Well, there's the 4 scores you knew Florida would come up with tonight. They average better than 30 points a game in this high-power offense.
Coming right at us, the tight end reaches out there, gets a block. He gets a kick-out block with a fullback, and he takes it on in. And I really think the tight end was holding on that one, really holding on that outside backer. Spurrier liked that one. Boy, now it is really going to be tough for West Virginia. Takes him out of the kind of football that they like to play.
And Davis adds the extra point. He's perfect. 4 of 4. Florida 28, West Virginia 7. The most prolific running back in the history of Florida football has scored twice here tonight in the USF&G Insurance Sugar Bowl. He also is one of the most colorful. I want to stay away from this guy when he brings out his 11-foot python snake. That's Eric Rutt's favorite pet, Dick.
Yeah, and the pet that the mild pet that he has is a pit bull. He's really a friendly guy. No wonder he runs so tough.
This is Logan again, and the freshman is out to the 10. Fumble! Gators.
Actually, one of his own men coming back to peel back block disrupted him enough to cause the fumble once he was hit by the Florida player. He takes the ball back. He's coming up. He's going to get over. See, they're running a right return. Left as we look at it. Now you'll see a blue jersey flash right there. Lovett Purnell, number 82, strips him of the football. Didn't get out of his way. Ran right into him. Caused the fumble.
And now the Gators will go for the stranglehold, leading 28-7. The turnover inside the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for Florida. Houston and Hill are the wide receivers. Vilke is the fullback. And Eric Rutt the tailback.
Looks like they're going to run it coming out here on 1st down, Brent. Now he's audible. He didn't like that run from the sideline call. He's changing.
Short drop, fire one-on-one. Willie Jackson out of bounds inside the 10.
See, as we sit up here and look down on the I formation, when the tailback is deep from the fullback, they run the football. When he's up closer to him, they either play patch or you get him in a position to go out for a pass in that closer position. That time he was deep, they were going to run it. He saw the coverage, he audible, got to split backs. That'll teach him to call a running play on 1st down.
Now the offset of the pitch look, and here it is. Behind Vilke, Rutt slams to the 4-yard line.
Matt Tafoni did a good job of turning it back inside, but that offensive line, Jason Odom, and those people on the right side, Jim Watson and Charlie Dean, are coming off the ball well and keeping inside pursuit from getting there. To the right side of your screen, Jason Odom, you see Watson, 73. See him pick that man up right there. That created that little alley so they could mushroom up inside there.
3rd and 1 at the 5. Dean uses a timeout.